Okay, well, let's start with an introduction. Hi, my name's Keanu, and I'm going to be doing Leaguepedia. Uh, After this one, I'll probably go and show you guys a whole bunch of League things that you might need. It's for noobs like me, for noobs like you, bronze, silver, maybe even gold if you're looking. So, but first, I'm going to talk about this. Now, a lot of people are saying, what is this? Well, it's just a stupid magazine about money. You know, businessmen like to read them. Um, a lot of great things come out of it, I'm sure, but we're going to apply this to League. Now, right now, I'm sure you're thinking, well, what does this have to do with League? Well, I read this article, and this article is amazing. It's amazing for League, and I'll show you why. So, rule number one, we'll just go through the rules. It says improve your cash flow. Now, it goes on to talk about how you can improve your cash flow depending on what you invest in. You can invest in things that will turn a profit for you, and it will continually turn a profit for you. Now, this applies to League simply because CS. Improve your cash flow is easily a way to say get more gold for League of Legends. Now, some people say, oh, gold isn't everything, it's how you spend it, but if you don't have it, you can't spend it. So if you can improve your cash flow, your CSing, your global gold with towers, Baron, Dragon, um, even going through the jungle and doing a full turn with maybe golems or base and wolves if you're mid or top, that will improve your cash flow. Now, improving your cash flow will simply just give you that edge. Give you that edge that you need. When you watch a pro play mid, you'll see him go through race, you'll see him go through the enemy race, and it's not simply to clear it, it's to continually keep that gold and experience flowing when they don't have it. Okay? So a very simple one, very easy one. Let's go to number two. Rule two is demand a return on investment. Now, this one's actually very interesting because what it's saying in League terms is it's not saying demand a return on your money. It's saying if you take an action, it needs to have a return. So let's say you're a jungler. This is very simple. Junglers do everything, so it's easier to use them. So let's say you're a jungler, and you go, and let's say you gank mid. Well, if you don't have that return on your investment, let's say if you don't gank mid and you know for a fact that you're going to get a kill, then you're essentially losing out on other options. You're not getting a return on your investment. You're in fact losing time and money. So demand a return on investment means that you need to make decisions that you will get a better return, better money, more money, than it took for you to do it. So let's say you go to Dragon, and it's 3v5, in your favor, of course. And if it's in your favor, and you take that investment, then you'll get your return, more than likely. Um, it's pretty. It's a very simple thing, but it's something that definitely happens a lot. I do it a lot. I know a lot of people do it a lot. You don't take risks that aren't worth the reward. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is cut your losses. This one ties into the other one very perfectly because if you're in that situation where you're on the dragon and it's 5v3, and let's say you're the 3, you might have to cut your losses. Alright, but you might be able to also return your investment. You also may be able to invest in something else. Let's say they're doing dragon and you invest into a tower. It's something very small, very simple. A lot of people talk about it. When they take dragon, take a tower. Everyone talks about it. The problem you got to think about is that, okay, is it pushed? Um, can we take this tower? Can we take this tower quick enough without them retaliating? You know, there's a lot of factors in that, and if you can't take that tower, or if you can't take that dragon, you might have to just cut your losses. You might have to just maybe take a buff, something smaller that you have to do, because it helps you. It helps you at the very least, you know, get a little bit of gold, or maybe you're taking a little bit of their jungle. Maybe you're taking anything. Maybe you get a quick kill on a support. But you got to cut your losses sometimes. Sometimes you can't take dragon. Sometimes you can't take that tower. And if you can't, and you try, and you lose that whole team fight, that's 3 people down. All of a sudden you have 20 seconds, 15 seconds where you're 3 people down and they can take Baron now. So cut your losses. Make good decisions about that. I know I definitely messed that up a lot. Now these next two are really, really obvious. It says go for growth. Alright, now growth is growth. I mean, it's hard to measure growth sometimes. But when I think about it in League, it makes me think about a lot of people want to win. They love winning. Everyone loves winning. Of course, everyone loves winning. Why not? The problem is that they never go for the growth. It's like Double Lift said. He said, play the game to get better. I mean, even Dyrus said, when you don't care anymore, that's when you'll do better. And the reason they say that is not necessarily because they think that if you just don't care, you're going to just win. You're not just going to win everything. But they're more focused on their growth in the game than they are focused on the winning of the game. So even if they lose, they look at each individual thing that they did and see if they did well or they didn't do well, because there are games you will never win. Very simple. It's very hard thing to do as well. These are all hard things to do as new players. Like me, like you, like a lot of people here. We have to keep trucking forward. Okay. Last one is think outside the box. This one is definitely different. The reason this one's different is because a lot of people don't want to think outside the box. It's very easy to just play Udyr jungle and never move him anywhere. But you might be able to find Cat and play her mid, play Udyr against Cat mid, and completely destroy her. But that's the thing, is a lot of people don't want to think outside the box because we're not pros. We're not. And unfortunately, because we're not pros, a lot of times our outside the box thinking doesn't necessarily work. And we'll get flamed and lose, GG, all that. But if you can think outside the box and you can make it work, a lot of times it's very cheesy, but if you can cheese your wins sometimes. Sometimes that's what's needed, because it helps you think outside your box. It helps you be creative, and that's what the meta, that's what the meta is all about. The meta is all about change. So maybe Trundle bot lane with Corki is going to be extremely strong because it's poke lane, and maybe, I don't know, maybe Urgot support is extremely strong because of his 15% negate on all damage. But you never know unless you try. That's the thing. Think outside the box is the biggest part, because a lot of people don't want to do it. And when they do it, a lot of times it fails. And it doesn't fail all the time because it's bad. Just remember that. Sometimes it fails because you don't actually know what you're doing yet. So if you do find something that you really like, Singed Proxy. I'm looking at you, Singed. I'm looking at you, Singed. And just a lot of things seem so simple, so easy to do, but they needed a little bit of outside the box thinking. Alright. Well, this was very informational. Probably do another one soon. The next one I'll probably do, it'll just be about all the information that you can look for. LOL King, LOL Pro, Brain Gaming, Cloth Plus 5, places like that. Things you can look for support, mid, AD carry, top. If you need it, I'll probably do that one next. I don't know when, but hopefully soon. So there's that. I have 3-day weekends, so I'll probably get that down whenever I have my next weekend.